Rappers and music producers, your man's Curtis King got caught with his hands in a cookie jar. Now, this is not a good thing. This is honestly quite embarrassing. So much of my video content is about helping you out within your career. So much of it is always about taking the right road. And your man's Curtis King did not take the most honest road. Let me just break it down for you. FL Studio Mafia came after your man's. There's a company that owns FL Studio that you may be familiar with called ImageLine. Well, if you don't know, ImageLine is actually very aggressive about finding any pirated versions of their programs that is on the internet, especially on YouTube specifically. About a year ago, ImageLine reached out to me within my particular email. I don't know how they got my email, but they reached out to me through my email and basically said, "Hey, Dewan," not Curtis King. They knew my government name. That's why I say it's ImageLine Mafia. "We saw some of your tutorials on YouTube. Amongst all the things that you shared, we noticed that within the left-hand top of the screen was a name that should have been yours, but instead it was Team Air." Now, for those of you that don't know, Team Air is very notorious for pirating many programs. This happened to be one that I had access to within my laptop. Anyways, they saw that. They removed about 5 of my videos from my YouTube channel. And on top of that, they notified YouTube and YouTube gave me 2 strikes. So there was actually a chance last year that my channel could have basically been demolished. All these videos that I did could have been deleted and gone and done with if I would have got one more strike for any kind of copyright infringement. Now, I'm like a lot of you as music producers. It's not that we don't believe the program is worth it, but free just sounds so much more convenient. And isn't it more convenient to be able to save your program, the beat that you worked on, since the demo version doesn't allow you to do that? I said to myself, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and use this program, and then when I make some money, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go get that particular program and I'm gonna pay for it, and I'm gonna say thank you for all the work that you have helped me do and all the money you helped me make. Did I do it? No. And even though that was a scare with my YouTube channel, my hard-headed self still didn't learn my lesson. I didn't actually pirate it this time, but I justified it by saying, maybe if I use one of my friends' versions who actually paid for it, maybe then I'd be okay. And it wasn't that I couldn't afford it. I was just being a dickhead, because I feel like we as producers are so damn hypocritical. Yeah, I said it. We're hypocritical. We complain about rappers that steal our beats. We complain about all these labels that want to steal our work, and I'm including myself. We complain about these media outlets that steal our content when the very foundation of our FL gang is actually a program that we haven't even purchased. Now, I'm not speaking for everyone, but I know that there's people out there who have probably a version of FL Studio that is not the legal version that is within your name. It took me almost damn near 10 years before I actually purchased a copy of FL Studio 12, my own version, the $299 version, and I stopped being stubborn. Why? Because ImageLine came back. They actually saw some of the new tutorials that I was doing, and they said, great tutorials, but we don't see anybody in our database that has your email or your name, so whose program is that? And as I started to strategize in my head, how can I play this? Well, it was my friend's copy and I was using his computer. Now, even if that was 100% true, guess what? Go read your license agreement for your FL Studio copy that you bought. You're not even allowed to allow another user to use your program. Now, I know that can sound really crazy, but that's their rules. Obviously, there's things like collaboration where somebody uses your program, but that is within your license agreement. And it's important for you to know that. This is a program that has literally gave me the opportunity to not only feed myself, but feed my family. It's given me the opportunity to teach multitudes of other producers how to use it. And even the course, man, oh, that's another thing. They had me take down my FL Studio beginner's course, and it took time to make that. It took about 23 hours for me to actually complete that. Had to take it down. And here's the lesson that I'm hoping that you'll learn from my particular example. You shouldn't want to just do the right thing once you kind of get caught with your hands in a cookie jar. You should want to do the right thing because it's what you owe to your success. And I was no different from any other producer when I first started off making beats on FL Studio. I was talking about how I was young, I don't have no money, they probably got millions of dollars, they don't need my money. I'm like Robin Hood, I'm taking from the rich and giving to the poor. And it's like, how twisted of a mindset is that? Producers, we are so fucking hypocritical when we think about having a stolen program Then we got the nerve to run around here and say FL gang. Stolen VSTs. And we got the nerve to do reviews on the stolen VSTs. We got stolen drum kits. And we got the nerve to complain about how somebody's drum kits are not hitting. We do all this stealing and then turn around and cry and rant on Twitter when a label or a rapper does the same exact damn thing that we're doing, which is stealing. And I know a lot of you don't want to hear this. I know it's putting a lot of your feelings on blast. I know a lot of you are probably going to be pissed off like, hell no, man, I do what I do. I do what I want. They can come catch me if they... That's fine, bro. I'm willing to guarantee you that at some point in time, you're going to have to pay the piper. And my day happened to come last week. No matter how many justifications that we create to justify our actions, no matter what we say, we're dead wrong. Although having a free copy or a pirated copy of this program may give you the opportunity to feed your family, you're actually taking food off the plate of another family that you have no idea of. We almost have to get this imaginary figure out of our brain of this super duper rich guy in the castle with a big old belly and a tie and a cigar. And he's like, all these producers is gonna pay for my program. I don't care about producers. We gotta get that image out of our head that that's who the owner is. Because in all actuality, they could have sued my ass. And I would have had no kind of defense outside of, I was doing it for the right reasons. Sound like Trump. But luckily they gave me a second chance, and with them giving me a second chance and allowing me to even use their program and do my tutorials, they even told me, look, we'll let you put your beginner's course back up if you block out certain things. And I said, you know what? Nah, I need to correct my wrongs. And on top of that, I want to share with my audience the need to go ahead and invest into the program that you're using. Look, I don't care what program you're using. Maybe it's not FL Studio, maybe it's Logic, maybe it's Reason. Don't make the mistake I made. Your man Curtis King is not perfect by any stretch. In a lot of ways, I'm still getting rid of a lot of scarcity mindset, because really it's a poor man's mindset, even if you can afford the program, to go around thinking that you're owed something, or because your dreams are so important you can steal from somebody. I think that's bullshit. There hasn't been enough leaders within our particular community to stand up and say that. This ain't for FL Studio. Even though I'm very appreciative of their program, it's not for them. It's for you. This is to ensure that you have the success that you want, and not a success that is clouded by bad judgment, a success that is clouded by just being a dickhead. Let's not do that. And I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you, because I know I was in the wrong. So from now on, when you see a FL Studio course, you're going to see with my government name all up and through that thing. Why? Because I went and I purchased a copy. And with that, I know that I'm correcting my wrongs. I challenge you to do the same thing, my friends. Once again, this is Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com. Have a good one.